Good afternoon, everybody. It is Monday, March 1st. We made it through February. I just got done eating a peppermint patty. Probably should have waited till that was completely done to do this video, but I wanted to get it done. Nonetheless, last night or this morning, I was having this dream that I was sharing my story, my testimony with this guy. We were out in a creek. Like his son was like floating in a little floaty thing, and he had like a joint in his hand. The guy did, and I was sharing my testimony, and I got to take a drink of water. Anyhow, so I got to a place about where I don't even remember where it was, but it was to the point where Jesus was coming into the picture. And then I woke up. And I was like, oh man, I was kind of bummed because I didn't get to share the story with him. And immediately there was a song that was playing in my head. It's a song called Jericho Walls. You'll have to look it up. I forget the name of the person who sings it, but it's a really good song. It's a little upbeat type thing. I like the beat to it, but I also like the words. And I was just like laying there, that song was playing it, and I was thinking about some of the feedback I got from my book. Didn't plan on doing this, but from the book that I wrote about my life. At least some of it, most of it, very little, but about, a lot of the bad things that I've done, been through, and how Jesus has redeemed them at the very end. And then, of course, I'm working on the second book of the stories that are good stories, bad stories, whatever, in ministry also. So it's not the old drug guy and adultery guy and all that other stuff, but a lot of feedback. There's a lot of good feedback, but there's also a lot of negative feedback about, how the bad stuff, sharing bad stuff and admitting to adultery and drug use and all the crazy stuff. And, one of the feedbacks that I got was it was narcissistic to share those stories because they involved other people. However, I did leave the other people's names out on purpose. One, because the publisher, unless I got permission from everybody, I would have had to leave them out. And then two is just because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. So to a stranger, they don't really know who I was married to. And if you know who the people are in the stories, then it's because you know me and you know that the stuff is true. But anywhere from narcissistic to embarrassing, I would be embarrassed if I told those kind of stories. And that stuff was running through my head. This other song's going about Jericho Walls, about how God's love shook the prison and broke him out, destroyed this guy's prison. And I'm just like, oh, what is going on? Like, I just woke up and I went to the bathroom and I was just thinking about, so we joined this small group. It's a house church that is taking place with a few people, friends of ours, and we started to meet on the weekends. And I was just thinking that every week that we've met so far, transparency has come up, and we talk openly, because we trust each other. And I was just thinking about my time, or Shane and I's time specifically, in churches. And I was thinking about the people who gave me this feedback. And it's crazy. Some of the people who have given me the bad feedback have just as much of a messed up life that I had, if not even more messed up. And the issue is it's all secretive. And I was thinking about how transparency, like, why on earth would you not tell people? Like, who cares? Like, and these are believers, some of them are believers. And I think to myself, like, if God forgave me, why on earth do I care if you forgive me? Like, why do I care if you forgive me for the stuff that I did in my past? Even though it would be nice. I'm not like, oh, screw you, I don't care what happens. But I shouldn't be ashamed to admit and talk about these things, especially since I've moved on, right? And what I mean by moved on is I've learned from those things, learned to not make those mistakes again, and continue to grow in grace and grow in Christ. So why not say, wow, look where I came from, and look what he's done with me. You know, I was thinking people who don't want to be transparent, people are hiding that because of pride. Seriously, because they're worried about their reputation, they're worried about hurting somebody, they're worried about, you know, or not even hurting somebody, because they've already hurt the people in this, you know, I guess re-hurting somebody, kind of like let it alone and it'll go away. And that doesn't even exist, really. There's no such thing as just let it go, it'll go away. It really, to be reconciled, you need to own your stuff. And to the degree that you've committed those things is the degree that you really need to own it. Me, on the other hand, I've taken a lot of things and went public with things that I've done well after I've owned things. One, because so I can teach other people about those lessons. And two, because I sleep at night. Because I know that there's one judge. Jesus actually says that he is the one that gets to make these decisions, and it's by his grace, and it's all in his effort that I am able to be forgiven of these things that I've done in my past. So, you know, it's not because 10 people said, okay, we forgive you. It doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't matter. And I got thinking this morning, too, about transparency. I've talked about this many times in churches. I did a survey. Most churches, you couldn't be transparent. You couldn't be open about yourself. So you put on this facade. Oh, everything's good. I've never done anything. I'm a believer now. It's all in the past. Nothing ever happened. And there's no healing. Everybody's a liar. Everybody's a fake. And therefore, everything's fake. Jesus says that if we walk in the light, we have fellowship with one another. The problem is we don't have genuine fellowship with one another, is because we just don't own our junk. I've talked about this before. You know, when I was a bad guy, we'd sit around, oh man, dude, I put athlete's feet powder in that guy's cocaine. Oh man, that's hilarious. We'd confess our sins openly. We'd brag about them. We'd laugh. You get into church where confessing our sins, where, you know, coming clean and being cleansed by the blood of the Lord Jesus Christ is a great thing. Sharing testimony and story is amazing. You get into church and now you can't talk like that because people will gossip about you. They'll judge you. They'll tell you can't be in church. It's really bizarre. The devil owns the church. The systems in the church. The true church, the one that Jesus is building, are the people who can be transparent and open and really share in the glory of, it's God's glory, but share that. The glory of the Lord is, look what he's done with me. You know, not like I was really bad, but now I'm not. Hallelujah. What does that even mean? No, actually, you're still bad. You're still gross. You're still evil. But Christ lives in you, and it's his righteousness that lives through us. So, no, I don't believe that. You weren't just like dunked. All of a sudden, you're this great person apart from Christ. It's all him anyhow. And, you know, I was thinking that transparency, like pride is a prison. As long as you live with your past locked somewhere and it lives in your heart and your mind, even if you try to forget it, it won't go away. Like, it needs to come out. Like, I don't dwell on things anymore now that I've let them out. As a matter of fact, I get tired of telling them sometimes. Not because it brings up bad things, but I just get tired of telling it because get the book, read the book, watch a video, whatever. But I do go by the Spirit's leading. A lot of times I will tell my story for the sense of maybe it'll help somebody else get free. But I was thinking about that, you know, the most hidden people are the most judgmental people. Usually the people who are the craziest about specific sins are the ones who are hiding those specific sins. So, it's best to get these things off of our chest, get them out of our past, take them out of the closet, throw them on the front porch, get over the initial, you're a bad guy. I mean, it had to happen for me. It wasn't like I came out, said all the stuff I did, and everyone's like, yay, awesome. It was like, oh man, that sucks, dude. You were sucky. You were worse than I thought. Yeah, I was, dude, but hallelujah. And then walking through that and continuing to do the right thing for the last many years. 10 years now since to stop doing anything, like any stupid stuff, drinking, whatever. But I think it was 10 years. Yeah. Well, 9 years. 2012 was drinking, was the end of drinking. Not a lot, but drinking anyhow. So, but just crazy. So I don't have to worry about someone telling a story like, oh, don't tell that story, I'm embarrassed. And I don't think you should either. If you're a Christian, you're in Christ, there's no condemnation, God forgives you, who cares what other people think? Be honest, be transparent, you never know whose life it's going to affect. That's my advice for you today. And for the naysayers, the gossipers, the booers, the accusers, it says that Satan is the accuser of the brethren. So anything that people are throwing at you, darts, they are coming from Satan, who is the accuser of the brethren. It's best to say what you need to say, get it off your chest, and you will sleep well. That's my advice for the day, is be honest, be transparent, get the garbage out. You'll feel better. Other people will respect you. You'll be more real. Just be real. You don't need to fake being real. Just be real. And God will do the rest. It's just up to you to admit it and open up. All right, guys, be blessed. Get rid of that pride. Throw it out, get out of your prison, and live free in Christ. All right, guys, be blessed.